Okay, so we look at this text here, and I think there's a lot of white space. Now, white space is very good in design, but it looks a little bit like a poster or something here. So I'm just going to go back into the actual text. And let's see perhaps if we can do it with maybe 170 points. That looks much better. Okay, so that now goes far more across. We can place it better later. Okay, so I'm reasonably happy with this as a masthead. I don't think it detracts too much from there. I also don't want to match the color too closely, but I rather like the kind of effect we have over there. Now, in many music magazines, what you'll see is this person's face will actually be in front of the actual lettering. Now, we're going to work on the letters later, perhaps if we wanted to, so we've kept all those layers exactly as we wanted it. Perhaps we don't want to see that, so we're just going to close that a little bit. As you can see, that little arrow on the right hand side. So we know that all those effects on that side, all of those are still happening exactly as we want them to. Let's take the workspace, which is this one that we want. And again, to make a copy, we go Control-Alt-J. That'd be Command-Alt-J. So this will be a workspace copy. And that has happened, what has happened here is it's made an exact copy of what was happening. So if I stick that on top of the actual text, you can see that the text has disappeared. We now come to one of these other wonderful tools that we have, and that is using the magic wand. Now you can click on that, or if you know the keyboard, all you press is W. And there you have the magic wand. Okay, I'm going to select up there because I'm going to add to the selection. So if I click on that, it's selected a lot of really good things here. The tolerance is 32, but it's also selected a bit of the shape of the neck in there, which is not exactly what I'm looking for. Okay, but I've now selected the outside of the face here. Okay, I can now go back to that, and if you hover over that one, you can see that there's something else going on there. Okay, it will now subtract from selection what I do next. Okay, now to help me go in, I'm going to use the zoom tool, and as you can see, it is actually the chain and the highlight that has been selected here, but the rest of the selection is pretty good. Now there are many ways to paint this out. You can use a layer mask and all kinds of things, but we're just going to use this shape and literally just add the shape and see what happens. Okay, we're subtracting this part from the selection. As you can see, I didn't do it properly. Click on subtracting from selection, and we're going to subtract this and make it really close to that, and that's gone now. Okay, around the neck there's still a little bit, and you can make it as close or as clean as you want. I reasonably like that. Okay, we're going to zoom out again. There are many ways to do that. Again, you can go View, and you can go Fit on Screen, which is Control-0. We look at that, and the selection is pretty good on what happens there. And on selection, we are now going to refine the edge, which is one of those wonderful things that you can do. As you can see, it literally just shows you a tiny bit of what happens there. I'm going to change the radius and look at the smoothing, look at the feathering perhaps, or maybe just expand or contract the selection here. As you can see, there's very little that you can see. So if you can't see it on white, you click on that and it shows it on black, which is exactly what you want. So let's go down on the radius. So we don't want that kind of halo effect. Look at the contrast. Smoothness, can we make it very smooth? Feathering we don't want to play with because that's just softening the edges, as you can see there. And we don't really want the edges to be softened. Okay, so we're going to bring the feathering down quite a lot there. And if you look at contract and expand, that would be about 0%. And if we wanted to select more than that, we can contract and expand. But let's go for 0%. Okay, so we press OK there. And we wait for it to process it. So what we have now is, on this side, we've selected all the white bits around the face. Now there are many ways again to get rid of it, to paint it out, to do all kinds of things here, or you can just press the backspace. And as you can see now, you have the text appearing behind the face, and that rather looks quite nice for me. Okay, and we're going to go select, deselect. So now it seems that the man is appearing in front of the text behind him, and I think that rather works. We're going to work later on, perhaps his head is dominating the picture a little bit, but I think it's fine where it is at the minute.